this computer. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuः Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Hare Krishna. So I'm grateful to all the kids who have joined and who will be joining in the future. And I'm really amazed by seeing your dedication, because when somebody's child, he just have attention, he will just pay attention where he finds some immediate pleasure, right? Where he finds some immediate pleasure, like ice cream, chocolate, right? Or some play. But now you kids are so amazing that although you are, I don't know how much pleasure you are finding here, but still you are attentive, you are asking questions. Just like yesterday we saw that we should ask questions and then we should serve the Guru. And when he gets pleased, he will give us knowledge. And you kids are so desperate to have this Gita knowledge, right? Amazing. So this is 5th chapter and its name is Karma Sannyas Yoga, right? First chapter was Arjuna Vishada Yoga, second was Sankhya Yoga, third was Karma Yoga. And tell me, what was the name of 4th chapter? 4th chapter's name, write in the chat box. 4th chapter's name, please. Remember, we had just studied this chapter yesterday. Wow. Superb. Superb. Amazing. So it was Prem Yoga, right? Prem Yoga. What was that? No, it was Dhyan Yoga. No. Then let me check a chat box. Yeah, amazing. Gyan Yoga. Gyan Yoga means transcendental knowledge. So Krishna gave the knowledge to Arjuna. And we saw that how Krishna was telling that I have given this jnana, this gyan, to whom? I have given this gyan to Sun God. Then I have given this gyan to Manu. Manu means from whom the Manav Samaj has come, right? Just like in our science book, we study that we have come from monkeys. But our scripture says, no, we are not come from monkeys. We have come from humans only, right? Have any one of you seen that monkey giving birth to humans? No, it's not possible, right? So Krishna is saying in the Gita, everyone comes from me. Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishto. No, not this. Bijamma sarvabhutanam. I am the seed giving father of everyone. I am the father. Right? Monkey is not your father. We have not the descendants of monkey. We have come from Manu. So Krishna says, I have given this gyan to Manu. And then that's how the spiritual knowledge has come into the human society. And then Krishna told about parampara, how the parampara is important and how this knowledge is coming in the parampara, right? And then we learned that how Krishna was telling that one should approach the Guru and he should serve the Guru, right? And when the Guru is pleased, he will give you this knowledge. In the normal knowledge that we take in a school, pleasing Guru, yeah, of course it is important, right? But it is not so much important, because when you pay the fees, teacher has to pass. It's a teacher responsibility to make you pass, right? So for example, if you are son of some big man who is a politician, then there is no need to go to school also. You will get automatically pass, right, in the next standard. But it doesn't happen in the case of spiritual knowledge. In the spiritual knowledge, you have to approach Guru and then serve him menially. Do you understand the word menially? Menially means just like maid serves in our house, we have to serve Guru. And if you see the Krishna's pastime also, he accepted Sandipni as Guru. And what seva Krishna used to do, anyone know? This seva Krishna did when he was serving Sandipani in his ashram. Do you know where is Sandipani Muni's ashram? It's still existing, right? And Krishna went there, he learned there, right? Now let me check where it is. Okay, no sir, they are telling. So Sandipani Muni's ashram was in Avantika Nagari. And that Avantika Nagari still exists. It's Ujjain. Just close to Mahakaleshwar temple, we have this particular ashram, Sandipani Muni's ashram, where Krishna and Sudama, they both learned together, right? So Krishna also served very menially to his Guru. Whatever Guru would tell, he would accept, because he was teaching us by his example. He was not saying his Guru, I am God. Who are you to tell me? No. Whatever Guru said, he just accepted. Okay, right? So this, because spiritual knowledge, you cannot take by force. Spiritual knowledge has to be given willingly, right? It is transferred willingly. You cannot force. मेरे को ज्ञान चाहिए, ज्ञान दो. मैंने सब पैसा भरे हैं, मेरे को ज्ञान दो. So Krishna was serving his Guru very menially, and Guru had given him service to collect the firewoods. Right, those times the kids would do yagyas, right? Just like we have Agnihotra and kind of similar kind of yagyas in today's world. That time they would have bigger yagyas, and for that they would need fire logs. And then Krishna would go every day to jungle to get fire logs. He could have told somebody else, he was a god. He could have told, "Ja wo sab lao idhar." He could have told so many devatas present, you know, "Ja wo log ka arrangement karo chalo," right? We have seen the bosses, you know, they just have a habit of ordering, but Krishna is not kind of that. Just yesterday I was telling that Krishna accept the role which we want. For example, if somebody wants Krishna to be his disciple, Krishna will become his disciple. Bolo master, how can I serve you? So Krishna used to collect the logs, firewood for his Guru. Now let's go ahead and see what Krishna has spoken in this chapter. Okay, I was telling about this verse. This was 4th chapter, and I think, you know, 2-3 stories were remaining. I'll complete in this chapter. Tadvidhi pranipaten pariprashnen sevaya upadyakshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. Tadvidhi pranipaten, pranipat karo Guru se, Guru ke samne jaake namaskar karo. Pariprashnen sevaya, ask him the doubt. Don't challenge him. Don't argue with him, but humbly ask the question, Guru, this is my doubt. Please solve. Then sevaya, serve him, and then he will give you spiritual knowledge. The knowledge about soul and the knowledge about Krishna, that is called the spiritual knowledge, right? So now somebody may ask, why we need a Guru? Why I can't search on a YouTube? Or why can't I search? I can just Google it. and I can just become a self-realized or a person filled with spiritual knowledge. No, you cannot become, right? You must accept a guru. Just like Sachin Tendulkar has a guru, right? Who was this Tendulkar's guru? Sachin Tendulkar's guru. He was a very famous person. So tell me, how many of you know the Sachin Tendulkar's guru's name? Anyone knows? He was a famous man, just died maybe 1 year ago. He was Ramakant Acharekar sir. And that time he would chastise Sachin like left and right. And that's how Sachin was formed, right? So everyone needs guru. Spiritual knowledge you cannot take online. We have to personally approach the guru and then ask him the questions, right? Be with him, serve him, right? Yeah, many of you know, huh? Very nice. So once upon a time, there was a parrot, right? And the queen had this parrot. This was very special parrot because he would always speak Ram, Ram. He would always speak Ram, 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 Ram. So he was very special parrot, and queen had paid a lot of money to buy this parrot. So this parrot was hung, in that cage, and that cage was hung in the queen's palace. So queen would get delighted when she would hear he saying, this parrot saying Ram, 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 Ram. So once upon a time, the queen had, arranged Bhagavad Katha. So she had called one, Pandit Ji. So the Pandit Ji was giving Bhagavad Katha. And in the Bhagavad Katha, Pandit Ji started, narrating all the stories. And then Pandit Ji spoke a nice verse. He spoke, Ram simirle to bandhan chute. Means, if you remember Ram, you will be freed. Ram simirle to bandhan chute. If you remember Lord Ram, you will be freed. So he was telling everyone, you just remember Ram. You just speak about Ram. Ram, Ram. If you speak about Ram, you will be freed. And that time, this parrot, he said, hey, it doesn't happen. So then this Panditji was confused. Why this parrot is saying that Lord Ram's name doesn't work? Parrot was saying, hey, it doesn't work. Chal be Pandit, jhoot mat bol. What he said in exact words, Chal be Pandit, jhoot mat bol. Jhoota kahi ka. So Pandit felt very insulted. Second day also he came. And he was just, doing some kirtan. And then he said, Ram simirle to bandhan chute. If you remember Lord Ram, you will be freed. And then what this Tota said, parrot said, Chal Pandit, jhoot mat bol. And all the people started laughing on the Pandit because he did not have an answer. Then Panditji was really sad and he went to his guru. And then he told his guru that, my dear guru, I am having one Bhagavad Saptaha at Queen's Palace. And when I chant this particular verse, that Ram Smirle Bandhan Chute, that time, this parrot, insults me, saying, Shall be Pandit Jhoot mat bol. Don't speak lie, oh my dear Pandita. That time Guruji said, no problem, don't worry. Next time, whenever you have this, Bhagavad Katha, take me along with you. I will come and I will teach the parrot. Don't worry. So the next day, this Pandit took his Guru with him. And Guru stood beside this parrot. And then when the Katha started, this Guru asked the parrot, that Pandit's Guru asked the parrot, that, my dear parrot, what is your problem? So parrot said, my dear Guruji, this Pandit ji is saying, Rama similarly to bandhan chute. And since birth, I am chanting Lord's Ram name. Why I am in the cage? Since birth, I am chanting Lord Ram's name. He is saying, if you chant Lord Ram's name, you will be freed. You will be freed from birth and death. You will be freed from all of your sins. Then why the hell I am in the cage? Then Guru said, don't worry. You just do one thing. And Guru just slept on the floor there. So parrot understood what needed to be done. She came. So next time when this particular Pandit ji came, and he found that this Tota, the parrot, was just sleeping, and many of the people thought he just died. So the queen was informed that this parrot is died. So queen started crying, oh my, this parrot was so nice. He would chant Lord Ram's name, but he's no more. So what she did, she just opened the cage. And as soon as she opened the cage, the parrot, just flied back to the sky. And while flying back, he said, Guru Simarle to bandhan chute. Guru Simarle to bandhan chute. If you remember Guru, if you serve your Guru, you will be freed. Right? So of course, Ram Nam is a medicine. But in what proportion we have to take, that we have to ask to Guru. Right? You know all the medicines. Right? You know all the medicines. You can just search on the net. I'm having a cough. Which medicine should I take? Google will tell you. These all medicine should we take. But will we take that medicine? Because we don't know the proportion. We don't know what is our condition now. Right? And that's why we need to go to doctor. Then doctor will prescribe. नहीं ये इतना लेना है, एक ही चम्मच लेना है, 2 चम्मच मत लेना, 2 चम्मच लोगे तो परेशानी हो जाएगी. Right? We don't know in which quantity we should take. Right? Similarly, in spiritual life, we need a guru who will prescribe कि ये इतना इतना करो. We cannot find that on a Google. Guru Simarle to bandhan chute. So parrot learn his lesson. I was just chanting Lord Ram's name, but I was not having a guru. Right? So Guru tells you how to apply this Bhagavad Gita, the spiritual knowledge, in the life. Otherwise, everyone of many people have that Bhagavad Gita, but still they are struggling. They are not freed, right? They are suffering. Why? No Guru. That's why we should have a Guru who will tell now what to do step by step. Just like for this parrot, the Panditji's Guru became a savior. He told him, just live for some time and you will be freed. And he was actually freed. He can. So that's why we need a Guru. There was one more story I wanted to tell yesterday, that what actually Guru does. How many of you have heard this story? The lion and cub. Actually, it's a sheep and cub. Anyways, have you seen this picture before? It's a very famous story actually. Okay, I have heard Advaita is saying, okay, Rochi, super. So many of the kids have not heard, so we will narrate this story. So once upon a time, there was a she-lion, that means lioness, and she was pregnant actually, and she was just walking on the hill. I think she was walking on the hill, and then she delivered a baby. But as soon as she delivered a baby just fall from the hill, and it just got mixed with the sheep. There's a herd of sheep, and that baby, that means the cub, got mixed with this sheep. And now the lioness thought, I'm so tired now, I cannot go and search for my child. So she went away from there. But this cub, got completely mixed with these ships. He started thinking, I'm a ship, right? He was a cub, he was a lion. But because of the association with these ships, he started thinking, I'm also a ship. Just because we have some physical differences, just because we have different bodies, does not mean I'm somebody else. He also started thinking I'm a ship. And he also learned to do meh, meh, meh. He would try, and he had learned very nicely. Meh, meh, he would do. And you have seen that ships and goats, they always walk in a company. They are so fearful that you don't see the ship or the goat roaming alone like a lion. No, they are always in a herd, in a group, right? So he started eating grass, then he started doing meh he would do. And the all ships also had considered this is ship only, just because we have some physical differences, no problem. So they accepted him. So he had become nice friend with all the ships. He had forgotten that ship is my food, but he was staying with them, and that's why considered them to his friend. Many years later, it so happened that one big lion was passing from that area. And lion was surprised to see that how this little cub was staying with this ships. He felt insulted. अरे ये तो हमारा अपमान है, ये मेरे जाति का छोटा सा बच्चा कब, ये इन भेड़ियों के साथ रह रहा है. He is staying with these ships. He was so angry, and he started running after this cub. Now this cub thought he's gonna kill me, so he also started running, and all the goats also started running, ships also started running. Cub didn't realize that he is from my community, my jati, right? He's like my father's brother. He didn't realize that, but because he was thinking, I'm a ship. So both started running, and this big lion was following this small younger lion, and at the end he just caught hold his neck. And that time this small lion started saying, don't kill me, I'm a poor ship, please don't kill me, I'm a poor ship, please don't kill me. And then this lion was so angry, he just slapped him. He said, you are not a ship, you are a lion. Then he said, no, I'm not lion, see, I'm ship, meh, meh. Then he said, no, you are not ship, you are a lion, just roar like me. He said, no, I'm not lion. And then he actually pulled him to one big lake where water was still. And do you know, when you look into the still water, you get your reflection, right? So he just, pulled him to the lake and made him see his own reflection. And then he told him, just look at yourself and look at me. We both are same. You are from the lion community. The ships and the goats is your mill, right? Don't be friend with them. And then when he saw that this bigger uncle and myself is looking similar, then he realized, oh yes, I'm a lion. I'm a lion. What I was doing with those ships? I should have eaten those ships. My God, he was so frustrated. And then the bigger lion said, the elder lion said, don't worry. Now you come with me. I will teach you how to hunt, how to find prey. So what we learn from this story is that the guru, teaches us that you are not this body. You are thinking you are this body, but no, this body you have to give up one day. Then you will have to accept another body, then another body. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam. You will again and again have to accept different bodies. And we saw that 84 lakhs of species are there. Right? So Guru says, no, just realize you are not this body, you are a soul. Just act on the soul's platform. Don't become so much attached to this body. Right? This is the story of Guru and disciple. He makes us realize that we are not this body. Now let's go ahead. This is also very important verse from the 4th chapter. 5th chapter is small. That's why I'm covering few verses from the 4th chapter. These were very important, and yesterday we were getting late, and that's why I had to skip yesterday. But no problem. Today we will cover Shraddhadanasya Shraddhadanasya Samshyatma Vinashyati Anasya Shraddhadanasya Samshyatma Vinashyati Nayam Lokostina Paro Nasukham Sanshayatmana. One who has doubt in this process of bhakti, he will not remain happy. Just put your faith in the bhakti process. Have a faith. Yes, Krishna is saying this, so this will work. Right? Don't have a doubt. Doubt means ये होगा क्या? ये होगा क्या? नहीं. जैसे हम कोई स्कूल में जाते हैं तो ऐसा डाउट आता है क्या ये स्कूल सही में अच्छा है कि नहीं, मुझे पास करेंगे कि नहीं. जैसे when we were in the our engineering colleges, we would think अरे ये कॉलेज सच में हमको जॉब देगा क्या, like that. So we have a doubt, and if we have that doubt, then we will not able to fulfill our duties. पहले ही डाउट आ गया. हाँ, सपोज आप पढ़ाई कर रहे हो और पहले ही डाउट आ गया, एग्जाम कैंसिल हो गया तो, एग्जाम में मेरे को फेल कर दिया तो आप पढ़ाई कर पाएंगे क्या? नहीं. So give up that doubt. Krishna is saying just follow this process of bhakti, right? And faith is a very integral part of our life. Do you understand what do you mean? Do I mean by faith? Faith means vishwas. Faith means shraddha. Faith means whatever this person is doing with me is right. He will not cheat me. He will not loot me. This is faith. So in this picture, we can see there is a barber. What barber is doing? He's just, cutting the hairs, right? Have you ever felt कि ये जो बार्बर है ना, मेरे बाल काटते काटते एक दिन मेरा गला भी काट देगा? Have you ever felt like that? No, we have faith in a barber. That barber will not do that. When the barber is cutting hair, we are so relaxed, we are so faithful. बैठे रहते हैं, हाँ काट, इधर से काट, अच्छा कट मार, अच्छा कट मार. And many times I have seen that people just sleep, right? While people sleep, in the barber's hand, there is a dangerous knife and there is a dangerous razor. He can cut your throat and within a moment you will die. But you sleep, no problem, because you have faith. You have vishwas that no barber will not do that. This is a faith, right? How many of you have traveled from the local train? Superb, superb, superb. So while entering into train, do you feel कि अरे ड्राइवर ने अच्छा नहीं चलाया तो, ड्राइवर ने पटरी से उतार दिया तो, ड्राइवर ने कहाँ पे ठोक दिया तो? Do you have get this feeling to your mind when you are boarding the train? No, you have faith कि जो ड्राइवर है ना अच्छा चलाएगा. Do you know the driver? Tell me, do you know the driver? Do you know the driver of BST buses? No, we don't know the driver of any buses. But still we go and sit in the bus thinking and feeling that I will go to my destination safely. This is called the faith. This is called the Vishwas. So this is very integral part of our life. We put Vishwas everywhere. But when it comes to God, we say, पता नहीं ये होगा कि नहीं, पता नहीं कृष्ण सच में help करेंगे कि नहीं. We put a faith in the driver, which we don't even know. We put a faith in the cook in the hotel, right? कि उसने कुछ मिलाया नहीं है. When we go to the hotel and we order एक pizza देना, and just imagine he put some नींद की गोलियां in the pizza. कभी आपको लगा है कि ऐसा डाला है उसने? नहीं. We have faith कि ये जो आदमी है ना, ये होटल जो है ना अच्छा है. So similarly, we need to have a faith, the Shraddha. Whatever my guru is telling, whatever Bhagavad Gita is telling is truth, right? When you have faith, just imagine there is one boy and he says, नहीं मेरे को ना डर लगता है ट्रेन में, कहीं वो लोको पायलट ने, मोटरमैन ने कहीं ठोक दिया तो. If he keeps thinking like that, he will not reach his destination, right? कोई बच्चा है वो सोचता है, अरे मेरे को डर लगता है लोकल से, क्योंकि किसने ठोक दिया तो, लोकल ने ठोक दिया तो. Now he has doubt, so he will not board any train, right? And he will stay there only, and he will go nowhere, right? So if you want to go somewhere, you have to put a faith. Similarly, in spiritual life, if we want to go towards Krishna, towards eternity, towards Vaikuntha, we have to put a faith. श्रद्धा में रखनी है, right? We may not see God now. जैसे कोई पूछता है, मुझे भगवान अभी दिखाओ तो मैं विश्वास करूंगा. Show me God now and then I will believe, then I will have a faith. No, it doesn't work like that. You follow the process, you will see God. Just like you don't go to college and you don't go to college and ask the principal, show me the jobs, show me jobs, then I will take the admissions in your college. It doesn't happen like that. You have to do that course for 4 years, 5 years, and then you get a job, right? That much faith you have to take, keep in the college, कि मैं ये कॉलेज में 4 साल पढ़ूंगा तो मुझे जॉब मिल जाएगा. Similarly, we have to have a faith कि यदि मैं भगवद गीता का पालन करूंगा, यदि मैं भक्ति करूंगा तो मुझे कृष्ण दिख जाएंगे, right? There are many people they say कि पहले भगवान को दिखाओ तो मैं भक्ति करूंगा. नहीं, we need the qualification. Just like I gave the example, कि आपको जॉब चाहिए तो पहले इंजीनियरिंग तो कंप्लीट करो बाबा, पहले ही कैसे देंगे? और इंजीनियरिंग कंप्लीट करने के लिए पहले एडमिशन तो लो, पहले ही कैसे डाउट आ गया कि जॉब देंगे ही नहीं आप? मिलेगा. There is a process. Be tuned with the process. Continue this process. So similarly, we have to continue the process of bhakti. We cannot just say, नहीं ऐसा होता ही नहीं, भगवद गीता वगैरह सब स्पिरिचुअल नॉलेज सब हो गया, जमाना हो गया, बूढ़े लोग करते हैं सब. No, we have to follow the process of Bhagavad Gita, and then surely we will get the results. Okay. There was one person, he was saying, God doesn't exist. God doesn't exist. God doesn't exist. Bhagwan na hote hi nahi. Bhagwan na hote hi nahi. And he would go in every gully and he would say, Bhagwan na hote hi nahi. Bhagwan na hote hi nahi. Then there was one sadhu, and sadhu asked, कि आप ऐसे क्यों बोल रहे भगवान होते नहीं? Then he said, यदि भगवान होते तो इस जगत में दुख क्यों होता? If there is a God, then why there are bad things happening in this world? There are so many bad things happening in the world. Why God is allowing these bad things happen to them, these people? Then sadhu said, okay, you will get your answer, right? Then sadhu was just roaming and he found one man. He had big hairs, big hairs till his leg, till his knees, right? And then he started shouting, barber doesn't exist, barber doesn't exist. ये जो बाल कटवाने वाला exist ही नहीं करता, exist ही नहीं करता. Barber doesn't exist. There is no saloons in the world. There is no saloons in the world. He started shouting loudly. And then this man, this particular man who was saying God doesn't exist, he heard that. So he came to this sadhu and said, what are you shouting, man? Barber doesn't exist. Saloons doesn't exist. What is this? So he said, yes, saloon doesn't exist. He said, why saloon doesn't exist? There is saloon. Can you see in front of you? No, that is not saloon. Then he said, why? He said, because if यदि सलून होता तो इस आदमी ने इतने बाल बढ़ाए क्यों होते? Why this person is growing his hairs if the saloon exists, if the barber exists? So then he said, that man said, it is not the problem of saloon, my dear sadhu. It is a problem of this person. He is not going to saloon and cutting his hairs. It is not a problem of saloon. Saloon does exist. Barber does exist. This person who is having the big hairs should go to the saloon and cut his hairs. Barber exists. So similarly, sadhu said, my dear friend, similarly, God does exist. You have to go to God and then God will make you happy. You cannot say that God doesn't exist. You just turn to God and then you see that you will become happy. Right? You got this analogy? You got this analogy of barber? We cannot say, if somebody has a big hairs, we cannot say saloons doesn't exist, barber doesn't exist. It is a problem of that person. He's not approaching the saloon wala. He's not approaching the barber. He's not approaching the navi. It's problem of that person. Similarly, if you see someone is suffering, if there are problems in the world, the answer is very simple. We are not turning to God. The answer is very simple. Right? We are not turning to God. And when we turn to God, then surely we will be happy. Okay, now we will move to our 5th chapter. And it will take hardly 15 to 20 minutes to complete this chapter, and then we will have question and answers. So Arjuna is asking here, Sanyasam karmanam Krishna punaryogam chansasi yat yat yorekam tanme bruhi sunishitam. Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, first of all, you told me that those who are intelligent, they don't have to work, right? They can renounce the work. But then you spoke about karma yoga. Karma yoga means doing your duties nicely, right? For the pleasure of Krishna. Like for example, we are a student, we have to study honestly, without thinking of fruits, without thinking of result. We have to put our 100% effort, and that's the bhakti. We have to put 100% efforts, right? So how many of you are gonna put your 100% efforts? Now let me tell you that we don't put 100% efforts. We just, हम क्यों पढ़ाई करते पता है? Just pass होने के लिए, just वो मम्मी पापा को खुश करने के लिए. We don't put our 100% effort, right? We don't put 100% effort. We just because father tells us that आप यदि pass हो जाएंगे, if you do if you pass in this exam, I will give you this, I will get you mobile, new PlayStation I'll give you. And that's why we study, right? The desire for study is not coming from within, right? It is not, we are not thinking it is as our duty or responsibility. Why we are doing that? Just because, we are thinking of that mobile or PlayStation or some pleasure after the exam. That's why we are studying. We are not putting our 100% effort. And that's why we cannot say that we are following Bhagavad Gita. But when we put our 100% effort in our work, then we can say that we are following the Bhagavad Gita. So my request to you all is that you put your 100% effort. You play also, you study also, right? You watch movie also, no problem. But understand what is your prime duty. Now in the student age, your prime duty is to study, right? You do that. So now Arjuna is confused. See, he's saying that Krishna, now should I renounce the work or should I do karma yoga, right? Should I work or should I don't? Then Krishna told, Sanyasah karma yogasya nishreyasakaravubho. So he said, renouncing of the work and doing work for the pleasure of Krishna give the similar result, no problem. But I feel you should do karma yoga. The karma yoga means doing your own duties, right? And offering the results to Krishna. So then Krishna told, you do karma yoga. Karma yoga means you are a Kshatriya now, you fight for my pleasure. You fight for me. And then you will not get entangled into the bondage of reactions. Okay. Niya sahaditya sannyasi yono dveshtina kankshati nirdvando hi mahabaho sukham bhagnat pramuchyate. So Krishna is telling sukham bandhat pramuchyate. So we know that every action is going to bind us to some reaction, right? हम पुण्य करेंगे तो उसका फल लेने, अच्छा फल लेने नेक्स्ट लाइफ में आना पड़ेगा. यदि बुरा कम करेंगे तो उसका सफर करने के लिए हमको फिर से पुनर्जन्म लेना पड़ेगा. बट कृष्ण इज सेइंग हियर बंधात प्रमुच्यते. सो you perform your work without getting attached, and you will be completely liberated. Yoga yukto vishuddhatma vijitatma vijitendriyah sarvabhutatma bhutatma kurvannapi nalipyate. So if someone is doing activities the way which I have told you, then kurvannapi nalipyate. Even if he is doing some work, he is not entangled. This is amazing verse. This is a little big verse. Naivam kenchet karomiti yukto manniva tattvavid pashyan shrunvan sprushan jigran ashnan dashan shwapan shwasan pralapan vistrujan grunhan nishan nimishan napi Indriyani indriyarthishu vartanta iti dharayan. So Krishna is telling about liberated person. How the liberated person is. He is doing all kinds of activities, but he understands the soul who is living in the heart is completely different from those activities. Right? He is passion, he is seeing, he is smelling, he is hearing, he is eating, but he understands the soul is different from the bodily activities. He understands completely that he is not this body, but he is the soul. The other day I was giving the example. I was telling that boy, what is this? This is a mobile phone. Whose mobile phone? I was asking him. So it's my mobile phone. Am I the phone? Just tell me, am I the phone? No, I'm not the phone. This is my phone, right? This is my laptop. This is my laptop, right? Am I the laptop? Am I the laptop? No, I'm not the laptop. This is my laptop. Laptop belongs to me. Similarly, I was telling him, this is my hairs. These are my hairs. Am I the hair? क्या मैं बाल हूं? नो, मैं बाल नहीं हूं. क्या मैं हाथ हूं? नहीं, हाथ नहीं हूं. तो मैं कौन हूं? So this body belongs to me, but I am not this body. Just like I am not this phone belongs to me. Similarly, I am not this body. This body belongs to me. Then who we are? And where do we live? We live in the heart of this body. We are the souls. How do we know that we are the soul stay in the heart? How do we know? The most practical example is आपका कभी किसी से झगड़ा हो गया ना, तो देखो आप, तो आप कहते हैं तू जानता है कि मैं कौन हूं मैं, do you know who am I? We show like this here towards heart. Naturally we show here. तुझे पता है मैं कौन हूं? आपने देखा होगा. मार रहा है तू मुझे, you are insulting me, do you know who am I? So we always show our hand to here, heart. So this is very general, this is very natural. So we understand that we are not in body, we are soul. Now Krishna is giving example here. He's giving example nicely that if you work in a bhakti, right? If you do your karma yoga, you can see in this picture there is a lotus leaf. So although lotus leaf is in the water, you know, it is not covered with the water, right? It remains untouched by water. It is in the water, but it remains untouched by the water. Similarly, Krishna is telling, if you do karma yoga, you will remain untouched by reactions and rebirth. So do karma yoga, do your duties and offer the result of a duty to me. Now this is amazing verse. This verse, and I think 5.29 is also amazing. This verse is Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmani Gavihasini Shuni Chaiva Swapake Cha Pandita Samadarshina. Here we are gonna study the definition of Pandita. हम देखते हैं जो भी धोती पहनता है तो हम इसे क्या कर रहे हैं, पंडित जा रहा है, पंडित. जिसको भी ऐसा पोनी टेल होता है, क्या कहते हैं उसे, शेंडी कहते हैं, राइट? उसको भी ऐसा शिखा होता है, उसको क्या कहते हैं पंडित जी. ए पंडित, like that. We sometimes we mock at the people, right? Hey pandit, pandit. But panditji's definition Krishna has given in this verse, and this definition is really amazing. And after understanding this definition, you will not call any person pandit, because pandit has some qualification. Just by growing shikha, nobody becomes the pandit. Just by wearing kurta and putting tilak, nobody becomes the pandit. Then what is the qualification? Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. The pandit has the vidya and vinay also. He has humility also. Vidya means the knowledge also, and he has humility also. Generally, we see in this world that the people who have more knowledge, they are very arrogant. You know, just observe the boy who is getting good marks in your school. Just observe him. He's arrogant. He'll not look at you. He'll not, he'll have some arrogance in his head. But no, Krishna is saying, if you have knowledge, that means you should have vinay also, humility also. The more the knowledge, more the humility. You see the mango tree. More the mangoes, more the tree is bent down, right? More the mangoes, more the tree is bent down. Similarly, Krishna is saying, more the knowledge, more the humility. And you see, there are actually some people, I have seen them, they are so humble, they have so much knowledge, but they are so humble. And that shows they have the real knowledge. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihasti. Now here Krishna is saying the qualification. Now to my right side, I mean the right side of the screen, you can see when Brahmana is having a stick in his hand. So from this photo, I'm going to explain that verse. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini. Brahmana means that person, he is just folding his hands. And Gavi means cow. And Hastini means the elephant. Brahmane, Gavi, Hastini. Shuni means that kutta. You can see Shwapakecha. Shwapakecha means one who eats kutta. You can see the person who is standing behind, close to that, elephant. Shwapak, who eats kutta. It's very rare. Nobody eats kutta, but there are some people who eat that. Most abominable act, eating kutta, eating dog. So here, what Krishna is saying, the Pandita, he has equal vision. Pandita has equal vision. He offers his respect to everyone. He doesn't say, this is kutta and this is cow, so I will give more importance to cow and I will just take a stick and I will beat the kutta. No, he will have equal vision towards everyone. He will not say that I will give more importance to this Brahmana, right? And then I will neglect this Ashwapak, the person who is eating kutta, the Chandala. I'll not give importance to him. I'll not give my respect to him. No, for him, everyone is same. Why? Because he is seeing the super soul. He is seeing the presence of God in everyone's heart. Because he is seeing the presence of God. He's seeing Krishna everywhere. He's seeing Krishna in the cow. He's seeing Krishna in the dog. He's seeing Krishna in the elephant, as well as in this Chandal and in the Brahmana. So he is respecting everyone. So this is the qualification of Brahmana. Just, yesterday we were discussing the 4th chapter of the Gita, and where we saw that Krishna had divided this society in the 4 parts: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Right? But what Krishna is saying now, you should not have differences in your vision. You should respect everyone. Respect everyone. But what do you mean by respecting everyone? Now, if I take a milk from the cow, can I take milk from the dog or the kutia or she dog? No, you can have a respect for everyone, but vyavhar can be different. The relationships with all these people can be different, but respect should be same. You should not disrespect the people. You should not say, oh, cow is so nice, she's so sober, she's giving me the milk, but this dog, let's hit the dog with the stone. No, you can have the similar vision, you can have a similar respect, but you can have the different kind of relationship. For example, you call, because the Brahmana is Jnani, you call him a Jnani, right? And you then respect obeisances to him, respectfully offer your obeisances to him. You touch his feet. But can you do same thing with that Chandal who is eating dogs and doing all kind of gruesome activities, gross activities? No. Just like I told today, everyone has the soul and you have to respect everyone. Is that mean that tomorrow you should go to zoo and hug the tiger? Tiger also has soul. Tiger also has the presence of Krishna in his heart. Does that mean should I embrace the tiger? No, tiger will kill me, right? So our vyavahar can be different, right? Our actions towards these people can be different, but we have to give respect to everyone, right? The same respect should be given to dog, the cat, the elephant. Now you ride the elephant. आपने देखा होगा छोटे छोटे बच्चों को बहुत अच्छा लगता है. So you ride the elephant. Can you ride the dog? No, you cannot ride the dog. That means you have to respect the elephant and dog also. but don't do similar things with everyone. Got it? Don't do similar things with everyone. Now I told that you respect the cow as well as elephant. So you are, respecting cow and taking her milk. Will you go to elephant and, take her milk? No. So respect everyone, but vyavhar can be different. Our actions can be different. Why we have to respect everyone? Because in everyone's heart, Krishna is sitting. The God is sitting, and we have to offer that obeisances to that God. And that's why we see whenever we go to temples. I remember I was in the Pandharpur temple, and in Pandharpur temple, when you, after taking the darshan of Lord Pandharpur, Lord Pandharinath, Vithalji, you come out and then you have to touch everyone's feet. That guy may be, like a child, or that guy may be like a, elder. No botheration, no problem. You have to touch everyone's feet. You have to respect everyone there, right? So even old lady will come to you and she will touch your feet like this, touch your feet, because now she's not seeing you as a person. She's seeing you in that in your heart there is Vitthal sitting, and she's offering her obeisances, her pranams to that Vitthal. I hope you got this verse. Vidya Vinay Sampanne Brahmano Gabihastini Shuni Chaiva Shwapakecha Pandita Samadarshina. Pandita has the equal vision towards everyone. So he doesn't differentiate between peoples. He doesn't differentiate between any living entity. He doesn't say that he is more important, he is less important. No, he will give equal attention, equal respect to everyone. Now we'll see the amazing story of King Rantidev. Now he was the king. He was the king of this planet Earth, of Bharatavarsha. And once upon a time it so happened that there was a famine. सूखा पड़ गया, अकाल पड़ गया, कई दिनों तक लोगों के पास खाने के लिए कुछ नहीं था. And whatever wealth this Rantidev had, he had already distributed to everyone, because he was so sensitive king. Now you see today's king, now you see today's politician, they are not at all sensitive. They are just enjoying their pleasures. They are not bothered what is happening to my citizens. They are not bothered about that. But in the past, years, the kings would be really sensitive. They would just give their own money to people. They would just give their money to people. So this king was so amazing. He saw that, there is a sukha, there is akal, there is a famine, there is no eatable. So he just opened his godown and gave all the foods to everyone. He didn't bother कि मेरे लिए क्या रहेगा, right? मेरे लिए क्या रहेगा, मैं क्या खाऊंगा. And he was actually fasting for 48 days. Can you imagine this? 48 days fasting. His kids were fasting. He didn't bother about his kids also. He didn't thought कि अभी मेरे बच्चों का क्या होगा. No, he just gave everything. ठीक है. And then he gave everything, and at the end of the 48 days, he could manage some food to get. So he got some food for his kids. He asked them to eat, and he got some water also. He was so happy. But that time, one Brahmana came there. One Brahmana came there, and he told, my dear king, I'm so hungry from so many days. Please give me something to eat. And then he was thinking that what should I do? But then he prayed to Krishna that, my dear Lord, just make this world happy. I'm not bothered about my food or my clothes. I'm not bothered about anything. I just want to see everyone happy and satisfied. So he gave all the food which he had this Brahmana, and Brahmana started eating that food. Brahmana was so happy, and she left. Now there was, I think there was still some food was remaining. So he thought, let it be given to my kids, and then I'll eat something. So they started eating the food. But that time, One Shudra came there. And he asked, give me some food. And then without thinking, he didn't have a second thought. He just gave away that food. And this person was very happy and he left. And then there comes a Chandala. Now, Chandala means one who eats the dog. Nobody eats the dog, right? But there is, I don't know, there could be some Jamati, or there could be some kind of people they must be eating, and that's why this word is coming, Chandala. So this Chandala came there. He had so many dogs with him. So he asked, बहुत दिन से भूखा पैसा हूं, कुछ तो खिला दीजिए. He said, take this food, eat this food, be happy. And this Chandala, what he said, my dogs are also hungry, please feed them. Now he was so hungry. Can you imagine, from 48 days he was hungry, his kids were hungry, his wife were hungry, and somehow he could manage to get some food, and he is just distributing the food, and this person is coming and he's telling, my dogs are hungry. And he was actually Pandita. He did not say, hey, this is a Brahmana, that's why I should feed him. He is a Shudra, that's why I should feed him. He's a Chandala, why should I feed him? These are dogs. How can I feed how can I feed those dogs? I don't have food. Why should I feed those dogs? No, he didn't distinguish between his kids and dogs. He fed to dogs first. He said, Atithi Devo Bhava. And he just prayed to Lord Krishna, I don't bother about anything. I just want to see everyone to be happy. And that time, all these dogs and this Chandala, they transform into gods. They said, we just had come to test you, and you passed the test. And what was this test? Everyone wanted to see that, is he real Pandita? Pandita Samadarshina. Does he has the equal vision? And yes, he had the equal vision. He was seeing everyone with the equal eyes. And that's why he didn't distinguish. He didn't make the differences between dogs and people. No, dogs are also important. So he fed them also. Okay. Now it's, I think, 9:17. We will take 1-2 more verse. Yehi sansparshaja bhoga dukkhayone evate adyantavantah kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. So Krishna is saying that you all have 5 senses, right? Right? You have eyes, you have ears, smell, taste, and touch. So when these senses comes in the contact with sense object, then you feel pleasure, isn't it? Now this is my tongue, right? And how many of you have tongue? Silly question, isn't it? Everyone has the tongue. So when this tongue, my tongue, will come in the contact with ice cream. This is ice cream, and I'm eating that ice cream. And when my tongue comes in the contact with ice cream, I get the pleasure, isn't it? How many of you like the ice cream? Just raise your hands and see. Superb. Yesterday, many of you loved pizza, and today you are loving ice cream. Amazing. So example I'm giving here is, this is your tongue, and when you touch ice cream to the tongue, you feel pleasure. Now take the example of medicine. You have the medicine and you touch your tongue to the medicine. You feel displeasure, you feel, irritated, or you feel, oh, it's so bitter, man, right? So Krishna here is saying that when the sense object comes in the contact with senses, you either get pleasure or you get displeasure, you get sadness. So here Krishna is saying this pleasure and the unhappiness are temporary. So don't bother about these things, because Adyantavantah Kaunteya, these pleasures have the beginning and the end. Can you experience the taste of ice cream throughout your life? Tell me, can you experience the taste of ice cream throughout your life? No, when you touch your tongue to the ice cream, you will feel pleasurable, right? So Krishna is saying that the pleasures and the pains of these worlds are temporary. The pleasures and the pains of this world are temporary, and that's why intelligent person is not bothered about the pains and the pleasures of this world. Na teshu ramate buddha. Buddha means intelligent. The one who is intelligent is not bothered about the pains and the pleasures, right? Now we are having this final verse. This is very important verse, and this verse is to for our by heart. You can by heart this verse. This verse is very important, and this is called as the peace formula. If you want peace in your life, just do these things. Like we see in this world, so chaotic situations, so dangerous things are happening in the world. So many people are dying, so many people are suffering. Why they are suffering? The answer is given here. Bhoktaram yagyatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram surudha sarvabhutanam gyatva mam shanti mrushyati. Arjuna, if you want peace in your life, if you want shanti in your life, just understand few things. Bhoktaram yagyatapasam. I am the enjoyer. You are not the enjoyer. Just understand few things. I am the enjoyer. I am the Lord. I am the boss. Right? Servant will not enjoy. Right? Who will enjoy? The boss will enjoy. When servant starts enjoying, there is chaotic situation. Just imagine there is a driver, and driver himself takes the car, and he goes here and there. Then boss will get angry, right? So similarly, the servant starts enjoying, there will be chaotic situation. Just imagine you have a maid and she cooks for herself. She don't give you. Then what will happen? You will get angry on her. Similarly, Krishna is saying, Bhoktaram, I am the enjoyer. You don't do things for yourself. Do it for me. Bhoktaram, I am the enjoyer. And you know why we are suffering? Because of this one thing. Because we think we are the enjoyer. We are the proprietor. We think this earth belongs to us, and then we started exploiting this earth. We started destroying the jungles because we thought we are the enjoyer, we are the proprietor, this earth belongs to us, this land belongs to us, we will exploit that. And in exploitation, we have just destroyed the earth. Yagyatapasam. Krishna is saying, I am Yagyatapasa. You do your yagyas for me. Sarvalok Maheshwaram. I am the Maheshwar. I am the Lord of all the planets. Surudham. Now this word is very important. Surudha means friend. I am dear friend of everyone. Sarvabhutanam. Please understand this one thing, that Krishna is the dearmost friend. And why we are suffering? Because we are considering others to be our friend. Right? You have to understand Krishna is our first dearmost friend. You make a friendship with him, and then you see how he changes your life. Then you see how he guides you, just like he guided Arjuna, right? Arjuna was running away from the battle, but he inspired him so much that he not only won the battle, but after death he went to Krishna, right? So he won. That means दोनों जगत का मिला उसको. He won in the material world also, he won in the spiritual world also. Nyatva mam shanti mrushyati. So you understand these things, that Krishna is the enjoyer. Can you understand that? Krishna is the Lord of all sacrifices. Whatever sacrifices we are doing, it should be done for the pleasure of Krishna. Sarvalok Maheshwaram. Krishna is the Lord of all the lokas. Surdam, he is the dearmost friend of all living entities. Nyatva Maham Shanti Mrushyati. And if you understand these things, you will understand, you will experience the Shantim. You will understand the Shantim. Bhoktaram, I am the enjoyer. We thought we are the enjoyer, and then we started killing all the innocent beings. Like we killed chickens, and then we started killing goats, and so many living entities are, killed everywhere. They are killed, the amount is like a millions. So many innocent cows, so many innocent chickens, so many innocent goats are killed. Why? Because we think, I am an enjoyer. I want to enjoy chicken. I want to enjoy my taste buds. And then whole chaotic situation. Then we see how the world is suffering so badly. Then we see how the reactions are coming. Right? Yesterday, one kid was asking why this corona has come. Right? Because of only one thing. We forgot that Krishna is the enjoyer. We forgot that the Krishna is the proprietor. God is the proprietor. We took all the things to be granted. We thought everything belongs to me. I will use it as per my wish. We destroyed oceans. We destroyed air. And we are seeing that how there is a scarcity of oxygen, right? And then we destroyed water bodies. We are just destroying everything. And recently Uttarakhand had bhukamp. The big glacier just fell into the river, and so many people were stuck. And then somebody may ask कि ऐसा भगवान ने क्यों किया? भगवान क्यों करेंगे? ये सब हमने किया. हमने पेड़, वहां के पेड़ पौधे कट कर दिए, वहां की जो इकोलॉजी थी उसको डिस्ट्रॉय कर दिया. Right? And that's why temperature is increasing. So we cannot say that Krishna, the God, is giving us this. No, it's our own karma. Whatever you sow, that will come. So thank you very much. We will stop here. Two more important things we learned here, that Pandita Samadarshana. The Pandit has the equal vision, right? And we saw the example of Rantidev, how he was looking everyone with equal vision. And then we saw this Bhoktaram Yagitapasam verse. That means you have to understand Krishna is God and follow his words. And if you follow his words, then there will be Shanti. If everyone starts following his words, there will be Shanti, there will be peace, there will be no problems. This world will turn into the Vaikuntha. Right? But our problem is we don't believe. People don't believe in Gita. They say, this is a religious book. This is a book for Hindus. We are Christians. We are Muslims. We don't want to follow that. So this is their mistake. And because of their mistake, everyone has to suffer. And that's why it's our responsibility that everyone should to get everyone in the contact of Gita, teach Gita to them, right? So now what you can do, you can tell your friends about Gita, let them learn Gita, let them by heart some shlok. And as we discussed in the second chapter, Neha Bhitkarmana Shusti, whatever small endeavor you do on this process of devotional service, the result of that is never destroyed. And you are saved from the biggest of danger. Neha Bhitkarmana Shusti Pratyavayo Navidyate Swalpam api yasya dharmasya. Swalpam, छोटा सा भी आप धर्म करेंगे ना, छोटा सा भी अच्छा काम करेंगे, Trayato Mahato Bhayat, you will be saved from the greatest of danger, the greatest of fear. So it's a responsibility to do some small kind of dharma. So we will stop here. If you have some question, please ask me your question. I'm stopping my slide. So you have to just raise your hands and then you can ask me the question. You can show me your face and then you can. Okay, so I can see Gayatri.
Sir, what did you say about the Avantika Nagar in Ujjain?
I was telling that it was Krishna's Gurukul. It was Krishna's school.
Okay. Sir, who is the Guru of Krishna?
Sandipani Muni.
Son. Okay.
Okay, now Chitrangada. Bolo.
Sir, when we were seeing that when we were seeing the story, so I got a doubt that we all as you told that whoever does bhakti with two hearts, like they can be happy, but like some people who live in luxury, they don't do bhakti but they are happy. But people on the roadside and the poor people, they do bhakti but still they are not happy.
Yeah.
Why is that, sir?
That we discussed yesterday, na? It's a karma. They are just experiencing, they are just getting the benefits of their karma of the past life, right? So somebody must have done lot of charity, lot of dana dharma in the past life. So in this life, they are just getting the benefit of that, right? Who else? Arav? Okay, your hand is raised. That's why I asked. Sanvi? Bolo Abir. Bolo.
Sir, I had the doubt about how should we find the guru? I mean, where should we find the guru?
That we will come to. Don't worry.
Okay, sir, and I have another doubt that about exam that when will we come to know the results?
By today night?
Today night? Okay, thank you.
Okay, Aditya, please tell me.
I have a doubt.
Bolo na.
When you set the example of the cook, you said a Hindi word, right?
In example of?
In the example of the cook,
Okay.
you said a Hindi word, no? That I didn't understand at all.
I also forgot. Anyone knows which was that word? Cook.
I know it.
बोलो क्या बोला मैंने हिंदी में?
It was kind of
विश्वास ना?
Vishwas, right?
विश्वास means faith, faith.
Not Vishwas.
So?
Another kind of which has kind of multi words. I didn't understand that.
But today I took the example of cook.
Yeah.
Okay.
After the example after the example of the barber, no?
Ah. What was that?
Just try to remember by the word. I'll tell
Yes.
you.
Yes, yes, you tell me. बोलो किसको प्रश्न है तो प्रश्न लेंगे, नहीं तो यहाँ पे रुक जाएंगे. It's 9:30.